Have you ever felt lost in a night without end, where the darkness isn't just loneliness, but the echo of your deepest fears, doubts, and broken pieces of yourself? Picture yourself standing in a silent chamber, broken only by the faint glow of an ancient aludel furnace, its flames hungrily consuming every trace of what you no longer need. In that stillness, a realization dawns: the night cannot destroy you. It's inviting you to step through and discover your truest spark, soul transformation. The ancient art of alchemy isn't about rogue magicians or lavish rituals. It's a journey from the heavy lead of inner burdens to the pure gold of a liberated self. Over the next 20-25 minutes, we'll trace the origins and mystical symbols that have guided humanity for millennia. Navigate the 4 stages of the great work: ignite, dissolve, separate, and unite to reshape your inner world. Explore practical ways to weave these timeless principles into modern life, so you don't just understand transformation, you embody it, ready to kindle your inner flame and walk beyond the shadows. If so, let's begin. Step back in time to the sun-scorched plains of ancient Egypt, where towering pyramids stood as silent witnesses to a civilization's grandeur, and the Nile flowed like its very lifeblood. It was in Saqqara's shadowed necropolises and the hallowed archives of Heliopolis that humanity first conceived the union of matter and spirit. The Egyptians held that every substance, even the human soul, could emerge reborn and purified, if only it passed through the crucible of flame and the gentle caress of sacred waters. Legend credits Isis, guardian of magic and wisdom, with revealing the secrets of the water of life, Wajid, to heal and transfigure. Joined by Thoth, deity of script and insight, she inscribed cryptic symbols onto stone and recorded the earliest alchemical recipes on gilded papyrus. Far more than mere chemistry, these glyphs served as allegories for inner work, each ingredient mirroring a facet of the psyche in need of recognition and renewal. When that wisdom reached Greece, Alexandria became a crossroads of Egyptian, Hellenic, and Jewish thought. There, Hermes Trismegistus, known as the thrice great, taught that body, mind, and soul must fuse in harmony, much like base metals forging to gold. From his writings sprang the image of the Ouroboros, the serpent devouring its own tail, reminding us that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. Reflect on your own trials, loss, failure, scars as the very materials that fuel your next transformation. Traveling eastward, the art of Rasaśāstra blossomed in India, where sages blended minerals with sacred mantras during deep meditation. In their view, metals harbored subtle rasa, or essences, capable of awakening higher awareness. Their treatises interwove precise formulas with the sounds of chant, urging practitioners to align body, speech, and mind. Finally, along the Silk Road, Islamic scholars like Jabir ibn Hayyan refined these traditions into rigorous science. He insisted, lead dwells not in matter, but in our own imperfections, teaching that combining ginger, salt, sulfur, and mercury, symbols of emotion, will, intellect, and spirit, was an act of inner alchemy. Across every culture, the message rings clear: magic and science, material and spiritual, are 2 views of the same quest to transcend old limits and emerge as your most radiant self. Remember this: wherever you face fiery trials, you stand on the threshold of your own rebirth. Stepping away from Alexandria's brilliant light, you follow a winding path across sun-baked deserts and restless seas until you arrive at the burgeoning Hellenistic schools, where alchemy truly came alive. In the 3rd century, Zosimos of Panopolis pictured the furnace as a mirror of your own body. Each hardened layer of fear, anger, or despair could be melted down and remolded into something purer. Maria the Jewess, often hailed as the first woman alchemist, invented the Karotakis and Tribikos stills, powerful metaphors for your mind's distillation process, alternating between intense heat and cooling, clarifies what to hold on to and what to release. Further east, the Indian sages of Rasaśāstra elevated alchemy into a sacred symphony of chant and elixir. Envision your heart as a copper vessel inscribed with mantras and breathing techniques. Each sacred syllable fractures old patterns, making space for refined energy to flow. As the divine waters of rasa course through your inner channels, They wash away spiritual wounds and restore balance to your very core. Across the Himalayas, Tang Dynasty Taoist masters wove similar metaphors into their Needin, or inner alchemy. Their texts describe a belly furnace that burns away base desires, while a distillation cauldron atop the head absorbs the finest kui. By tuning into the warmth rising in your abdomen and tracing each subtle breath, you witness how impurities vaporize and how your true essence crystallizes in their place. All these streams of wisdom converge once more along the Silk Road in the Middle East. There, Jabir ibn Hayyan transformed alchemy into a rigorous science, teaching that every external substance mirrors an internal state. When you blend drops of ginger, salt, sulfur, and mercury, each symbolizing emotion, will, intellect, and spirit, you reenact that ancient ritual right within your own heart. No matter where you travel, one truth remains: there is no real divide between magic and science, between matter and mind. They are simply different lenses on the same timeless journey, breaking free from old limits and emerging as a more brilliant version of yourself. You step into a medieval alchemy lab, where flickering candlelight dances across glass retorts and leather-bound tomes with dog-eared corners. Here, Paracelsus, the 16th century physician alchemist, upended conventional medicine with a simple question: what is medicine? It is made from metals, herbs, water, earth, and even breath. In his view, true healing wasn't just about cleansing wounds. It was about restoring balance to the four primal elements. Earth, primum symbol of structure and resilience. In your body, it's your bones, muscles, and mental stability. When earth runs low, you feel rootless adrift in your emotions and easily unmoored. Water, femininum embodiment of feeling and intuition. Just as distilled water dissolves tension in the alembic, your emotions flow and register memories. Turbid water brings anxiety or sadness or hypersensitivity. Aer volatilitas, essence of mind and thought. Air wafts through every corner, like vapor rising from a heated flask. Balanced air grants clarity and insight. When chaotic, your mind spirals into confusion and scattered thoughts. Fire combustio, force of vitality and will. Fire refines and purges, burning away resistance. Too fierce, and you become irritable and impulsive. Too weak, and passion and drive grow dim. Hermes Trismegistus reminded us any compound, balanced in all four elements, will wield cosmic power. Medieval physician alchemists therefore concocted their elixirs by adjusting those ratios, adding sulfur fire for vigor, mercury, air for lucidity, herbal tinctures, water for emotional harmony, and clay earth for steadfastness. Imagine yourself as a living alembic if any element falls out of tune. Your entire inner chemistry falls into disarray. To recalibrate, you might practice mindful breathing. Air, immerse yourself in a salt bath. Water, meditate before candlelight fire. And ground yourself in nature, earth, everyday alchemical medicine. Once those four pillars stand in harmony, you're truly ready to embark on the great work, the four-stage journey of complete soul transformation. Once you've felt the balance of earth, water, air, and fire within you, the great work invites you deeper into the alchemical journey. The first phase, calcination, is when you channel that very fire to burn away whatever resistance remains. Calcination, the decomposition stage. In this initial step of the great work, you deliberately use intense heat to consume the worn-out patterns lodged in your psyche. Picture a blazing aludel furnace, its red-hot flames reducing heavy lead elements, fear, self-doubt, anger, and stale habits to glowing embers. From the ashes of these obstructions, untapped potential begins to emerge. One, confront the inner shadow. Start by shining a light on your hidden wounds, unacknowledged shame, lingering emotional scars, or that relentless replay of past mistakes. Only by facing these shadows head-on can you decide what to keep and what to release. 2, embody the flame in the ash. Unlike a destructive blaze, the alchemical fire is purposeful and transformative. As you meditate on an inner furnace, envision every fear turning to ash, each particle a reminder that only your purest essence is worthy of survival. 3, practice the inner fire meditation. Sit comfortably and rest your hands over your heart. Close your eyes, inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 6. Imagine a small flame kindling in your chest. With every exhalation, see that flame grow, consuming resistance. As you breathe out, picture negative emotions turning to fine ash and drifting away, leaving only a warm, radiant glow, your true self. 4. A simple release ritual. If guilt weighs on you, write down each regret on a slip of paper. In a fire-safe container, carefully burn the paper. Once the flames die down, collect the cool ashes in a small jar as a symbol of liberation. This act not only serves as a powerful ritual, but also anchors your intention. I give myself permission to let go. 5. Building your foundation. Ashes are not an ending, but the fertile ground for rebirth. Notice the lightness and clarity that follow calcination. That's your signal that true transformation has begun. These ashes form the solid base on which you'll undertake the next stage of the great work. With your inner lead refined to ash, you're now poised to move forward stronger, purer, and ready for the next alchemical phase. You feel the warmth of calcination's ashes cool beneath your fingertips, and beneath that layer lies the promise of something new. The second phase of the great work, dissolution, uses the element of water to wash away residue and free your truest essence. 1. From ash to pure solution. Once you stir calcination's ash into a cleansing liquid, you're inviting old emotions and memories to dissolve into compassion's embrace. Water's gentle flow doesn't attack, it melds and softens, loosening resistant holds so you can see clearly what deserves to remain. 2. The alembic and the vision of transparency. In the alchemist's workshop, a crystal-clear glass still symbolizes inner clarity. Place the ashes inside, add pure water, then apply a low heat. Watch tiny bubbles rise, each one carrying away a fragment of negative thought, and vanish the moment they burst. This simple spectacle mirrors how your emotions release and float away. 3. Pure drop journaling practice. Keep a notebook and pen at hand. Write down lingering feelings, memories, or limiting beliefs. Review your list and choose 3 items to preserve the essence and 3 to let go the dross. Under running water, wash your hands symbolizing the pure drop, rinsing your mind, and release the slips marked for surrender into the stream. Kunashashur Surdiyamin. Lead to 4. Mindful water meditation. Fill a basin with warm water or draw a small bath. Close your eyes, immerse your hands or feet, and sense each ripple dissolving tension and grief. Focus solely on the water's gentle caress. Let its flow become your personal purification ritual. 5. Bridging to the next stage. Dissolution isn't merely about washing away the past. It creates the space you need to select and refine your purest qualities. When your mind feels lighter and calmer, you're ready to enter separation, where you'll isolate and amplify what truly matters most in your inner alchemy. The moment you've dissolved and purified every trace of residue and dissolution, your mind becomes as clear as the liquid in your alembic. Now comes separation. When you consciously select and isolate your purest essences, your deepest values, willpower, and true vision from what remains of the muddle. 1. Understanding separation. Separation isn't about discarding everything, but about discerning what truly nourishes your soul versus what needs to be cast aside. Imagine yourself as a master alchemist, skillfully skimming the living gold from a vast vat of solution. 2. Air symbolism in the distillation test. In the lab, a condenser tube carries rising vapors into a cold chamber, where they drip down as a purified distillate. Likewise, observe your thoughts as they flow through your mind. Inhale deeply, then exhale slowly, allowing air to lift creative ideas and positive feelings upward, and watch them condense into moments of crystal clear insight. 3. Thought observation practice. Sit quietly with eyes closed and notice each thought as it appears. When a spark of positivity or a core value surfaces, love, patience, creativity, mentally tag it. Breathe in, visualizing yourself drawing that essence into your being. Breathe out, holding on to that uplifted state. Continue until you've gathered at least 5 of these drops of essence in your awareness. 4. Filtering in everyday life. List the activities, relationships, and thought patterns that energize you, essences, and those that drain you, dross. Over the coming days, gradually remove or limit the draining elements and amplify the nourishing ones. Pomernaim, or bridging to conjunction. Once you've carefully distilled and retained only your most vital truths, you're poised for conjunction, the final phase where all those purified parts reunite and the true gold of your being emerges. As you stand at the threshold of the final stage, conjunction, You're ready to merge the purified essences of water, fire, air, and earth into a wholly new self, as pure as refined gold. 1. The meaning of conjunction. Conjunction isn't merely blending, it's the harmonizing of four elements once perfected. Here, you don't just hold each essence, you weave them into one unified force, creating profound balance and power. 2. Symbol of the Philosopher's Stone. Legend holds that the Philosopher's Stone is the ultimate byproduct of alchemy, able to transmute base metals into gold and grant immortality. Spiritually, it represents your perfected self, flawless, radiating with inner light. Your personal conjunction ritual. Find a quiet space and arrange four symbols: a glass of water, a lit candle, a feather, and a small stone. Close your eyes and inhale deeply. One by one, envision each element: the cool water, the warm flame, the gentle breeze, the firm earth converging at the center of your chest. As they merge, open your eyes and smile, welcoming your own Philosopher's Stone within. 4 practical applications. Morning alchemy. Start each day by lighting a candle fire, sipping pure water, practicing mindful breathing, air, and grounding yourself by walking barefoot on grass or earth. I am journaling. Write down the core qualities you've distilled: courage, clarity, compassion, and reinforce your belief in your transformed self. Frequentive 5. Completing the journey. Conjunction doesn't just close the great work. It sparks a new cycle, like the Ouroboros unending, where you, the alchemist of your own life, step confidently into future challenges, carrying your inner gold wherever you go. Once the ancient great work has run its course within you, that inner gold ceases to be an abstract idea. It becomes a living force you can wield every day. Here are 3 ways to integrate this alchemical essence into your modern journey. 1. 4-phase meditation. Calcination fire. Begin by picturing a small flame in your chest, burning away tension and anxiety. Dissolution water. Shift to envisioning a gentle stream, washing away lingering negativity. Separation air. Turn your attention to each breath, isolating the positive thoughts like individual droplets of pure mist. Conjunction earth. Finish by grounding yourself. Feel your feet rooted firmly into the earth, absorbing stability and balance. 2. Jungian psychology and embracing your shadow. Drawing on Carl Jung's alchemical metaphor for individuation, you consciously face your shadow, the unconscious, darker parts of yourself, and then reintegrate them, much like the conjunction phase. This practice not only deepens self-understanding, but also unlocks hidden creative potential. 3. Biohacking as a modern alchemy. In today's world, biohacking tools, sleep trackers, Wim Hof breathing, red light therapy act as your personal alchemical furnace. For example, use a heart rate monitor to know when it's time to stoke the flame. Elevate your pulse with rapid breathing. Employ red light panels to stimulate cellular repair, your contemporary analog to Dissolution's cleansing waters. Listen to 432 Hz healing frequencies as your air element, calming and focusing the mind. By weaving together ancient wisdom and cutting-edge techniques, you honor the alchemical lineage while crafting a personalized path of transformation. Your inner gold now fuels your energy, clarity, and resilience, empowering you to renew yourself every single day. You've now journeyed through the 4 stages of the great work: calcination, dissolution, separation, and conjunction, and unlock your inner gold, a balanced harmony of earth, water, air, and fire, forged by refined spiritual essence. But knowing the theory is just the beginning. The true alchemist makes these practices part of everyday life. Keep your inner flame alive. Whenever anxiety or confusion creeps in, turn to your calcination meditation. Visualize that cleansing fire to burn away doubts. Cleanse your emotions. Use journaling and water meditation. Dissolution to wash away stress and negativity. Distill positive thoughts. Practice mindful breathing. Separation to harvest clarity, creativity, and insight. Fuse the 4 elements daily. Start and end each day with a simple conjunction ritual. Ground your feet in the earth. Light a candle. Take a few deep breaths and sip pure water. Remember, anytime you feel that old lead weighing on your mind or the soul's dark night closing in, revisit the alchemical phases: ignite, dissolve, separate, and unite. Those steps are your key to unlocking transformation from within. If this journey resonates with you, drop a comment saying I'm here and connect with our community walking through the soul's dark night together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss upcoming videos on meditation techniques, self-healing, and personal evolution. Alchemy isn't a destination. It's the path you walk every single day. May your inner flame continue to shine bright.